This is Detective Lance Abbott with the Eufaula Police Department's police report information for the time period from March the 10th, 2014 through March the 12th of 2014. During that time period, there were 20 traffic arrests, there were 14 misdemeanor arrests, and there were 2 felony arrests. The uniform incident offense reports for that time period from the 10th through the 12th of March. The first one is a juvenile report involving assault 3rd degree, which occurred at the 200 block of School Street. There's also a harassment report that was completed at the 200 block of School Street. There was a report for endangering the welfare of a child, which occurred on New Fort Browder Road. There was a report involving obstructing government operations, which occurred in Bluff Park Apartments near Building B. There was an information report involving a lost property, more specifically a Alabama license plate decal that had been lost at the Barber County Courthouse. There was a report involving damage to property, more specifically a 2005 Nissan Altima rear taillight that happened on St. Francis Road. There was a uniform incident offense report involving resisting arrest and disorderly conduct in Bluff Park Apartments. There's an incident offense report involving theft of property 3rd degree, which occurred on South Eufaula Avenue. There was a report involving possession of marijuana 2nd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia, Eufaula Avenue at Highway 30. There was a report involving theft of property 2nd degree on South Eufaula Avenue. There's a report of theft of property 3rd degree on South Eufaula Avenue. A report of domestic violence 3rd degree with the underlying offense of criminal mischief 2nd degree on Highland Avenue. There's a report of theft of property 3rd degree on Fairlane Meadows. There was an information report on Taylor Road, and this is involving some missing prescription medication from an individual. There was a report of unlawful breaking and entering of motor vehicle and theft of property 3rd degree, which occurred in Eufaula. There was a report of unlawful breaking and entering a motor vehicle on Nancy Ross Drive. There was a report of identity theft on Old Dale Road. There was a report of domestic violence 3rd degree at Level Acres in Eufaula. As for the uniform arrest reports, first one is a juvenile arrest that occurred in Eufaula, Alabama, and this is for a probation violation. The next arrest report is for Annie Ware, and she was arrested for obstructing government operations. There was another arrest report that involving Carnisha Tanya Ware. She was arrested for resisting arrest and disorderly conduct. There was a Alabama uniform arrest report for Jimmy Tyrell Strickland. This is for possession of marijuana 2nd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. The next arrest report is for Alexis Michelle Bly. She's also arrested for possession of marijuana 2nd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. The next report is for Joshua Jaquel Reeves, and he has been arrested for kidnapping 1st degree, domestic violence by strangulation or suffocation, both of which are felonies. The next arrest report is for Tashida Lotson, and this is for harassment. Next arrest report is for theft of property, 3rd degree. And the person arrested is Kelly Cross. The next arrest report is for Jennifer Lee Kelly, and she was arrested for theft of property, 3rd degree. Another arrest report was completed for Jennifer Lee Kelly for theft of property, 3rd degree, but however, this is a separate offense on a separate date. The next arrest report is for Daniel Denise Moore. This is for theft of property, 3rd degree. And finally, the last arrest report is for Mariana Elaine McVeigh. She was arrested for theft of property, 3rd degree.
On the report that you had where there was, it's got down here, kidnapping, 1st degree, that sort of thing. Is there any details available on that?
Well, that event actually happened on November the 30th. It was Mr. Reeves had a relationship with the victim and subsequently had her in a car, took her away and her child without their consent and permission. Once they, I guess, got back over to, I believe it was his residence or his location, he commenced to choking her, and the code section for domestic violence strangulation requires the victim to have lost the ability to breathe or lost consciousness. And that was information that she provided to the detective.
Okay.
The entire event take place here in Eufaula?
Yes, sir.
A couple of questions for you. Training with Eufaula Tribune. I see a number of reports here regarding the wares. Or 2 reports here. Disorderly conduct with Carnesia Ware and resisting arrest. Looks like she had disorderly conduct and then resisted arrest on that charge. Would that be how that works?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
And she was apparently at the scene of the arrest for the obstructing government operations at Annie Ware's.
In other words, she was trying to prevent the law enforcement officers from
arresting Annie, who's the 56-year-old mother, it looks like.
Well, the mother was the one trying to prevent them from arresting the daughter, I believe.
Oh, okay. So mother was trying to prevent. I see. So she was obstructing government operations when they tried to arrest the daughter on disorderly conduct.
Correct. That was the initial call, and then
and so we get somebody who calls in and says, "Hey, I've got a disorderly conduct situation here."
Correct.
And then the police respond. The person resists arrest, and then the caller.
Or there may have even been a potential where they were just trying to calm the person down before they actually had any intentions of making the arrest. It's just once that either escalates or the person doesn't.
Okay. So then this, I think folks might read that obstructing government operations as something more.
It was interference with.
Interference with the arrest.
That's the way it's defined.
And so it doesn't go back to the or any of the murder cases or anything of that nature where we had folks.
No, sir.
I think just as we report that, folks might have thought that kind of, oh, okay.
No relation whatsoever.
No relation. With regard to the several arrests on appears to be related arrests Jennifer Kelly and Daniel Moore on third-degree theft of property. Looks like warrants. In one case, can you give us any more information on that? That's what were they involved with?
I believe all of those are going to be involving, I know the one that occurred on the 11th actually involves, excuse me, the one that occurred on the 10th of March involved the theft at Walmart.
Okay.
The one that occurred on the 11th, I believe, was involving no, that's also Walmart.
So Moore and Kelly, I just see that they have the same number, that's all. It looks like same time.
That's correct. So those are all involving thefts that took place at Walmart.
Shoplifting incidents.
Yes, sir.
One final question. Actually, I got two. The 3 Verizon Droid cellular phones obtained, it's an identity theft incident offense report. Are we saying that someone obtained these phones using another person's ID?
That's correct. Well, identity, I wouldn't, I mean, they, that is still under investigation.
Mm-hmm.
There may be some domestic issues with that particular case.
I see.
Estranged husband-wife issue.
I see. So if I go and get a phone and I say, I'm Lance Abbott, I'd like to get a phone.
You would think there would be a little bit of difficulty with that. The only thing that I can think of is if, and I'm just speculating on this completely, is if you were already on a plan, say you're a husband and wife, and you're on a plan, say you guys have separated or are in the process of getting a divorce, but you're still listed on that plan, and you go up there, and if the main person is on the plan, and again, I'm speculating, then they basically ask for consent to have 3 phones and then leave the other person on the hook to pay for it. And that's, I mean, again, it's still under investigation,
Sure.
but it sounds like it's a relationship that's gone bad situation.
We have one more question on arrest report. Harassment, this is 092, and it's Tashida Watson. How does harassment rise to an arrest?
If there was if the victim in that particular case comes down to, because it is a misdemeanor, comes down to the municipal court and signs a warrant for harassment, then
What would harassment be?
it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much.
Usually there has to be some sort of a warning ahead of time to let you know, hey, leave me alone. And then again, it's, you're innocent until proven guilty, and chances are you're going to go in front of the magistrate at first to even be able to sign the warrant, and then you'll go in front of the municipal court judge to determine if there's guilt or innocence.
I see. So the magistrate's got to be satisfied that actually there's harassment going on.
That's correct.
Then they issue the warrant, and then the person's picked up, and they get a chance to, in court, to say, well, they plead guilty or contest it.
That's correct.
And harassment could be me saying, I'm going to kick your behind?
It's a very long, detailed set of specific elements that involve harassment. It could be an improper touching, kicking. It could be abusive language. There's a whole host of it. I can't. Some of the code I might be able to quote. That's one I can't, because I have to refer. You have to refer to it in order to meet the elements. But that.
Thanks for explaining.
No problem.